It's your decision.
Do I have a choice?
Of course.
Really?
Nah, not really.
Telltale's The Walking Dead Season 2 is probably regarded as the second worst season, trailing just behind The New Frontier. However, this game is really something, and behind the sea of cut content, there is a beautiful story here that I wish we could get to see unfold in a way other than what we got. Either way, what we have, regardless of all the problems that Season 2 has, its story and game as a whole is a beautiful mess. And that's mainly the reason I like this season much more than other people. The biggest problem with Season 2 started right at the very beginning, because all of those people that worked on Season 1, the game that put Telltale on the map, were gone. They left to go do other things, and the new team was left with cliff notes basically of where the story was going to go. So the team had to improvise and do their best to give Clem an exciting adventure. And like I said before, the success of that story is really up to the person. I feel like the biggest concern that Season 2 gets from the community is both story and characters, which are the two biggest parts of a single-player game. It feels like no character besides Clementine can actually do something. Everybody's waiting on her word, and even smart people, or apparent smart people in the apocalypse like Carlos, act like idiots, which makes Clem look like a genius in comparison. Now, I don't know if you've noticed this in society, but people are very, very, very dumb. If you don't believe me, go in your car and drive on a highway. People are morons who truly only care about themselves. I think every character, regardless if they're determinate or not, brings something, anything to the table. Something to help Clementine along, as that's the entire point of the narrative. It's to make her become Lee, and she needs to learn from everybody already, mainly just to do that, to become Lee. The story of Season 2 moves at a lightning pace. You're at a cabin, scratch that, you're actually at a ski lodge. Did I say ski lodge? I'm sorry, I meant house department store. No, I'm actually mistaken, it's actually the Civil War Museum masquerading as an abandoned house in the woods next to a frozen lake. Season 1 was grounded in two locations, the motel and the mansion in Savannah. Here, you're on a roller coaster, and it never really stops until Clem makes her final choice at the end of the game. And that's because it's not your story. It's the story of the cabin crew trying to run away from Carver, and just the complete failure of those ideas. You're a fly on the wall, seeing everything around, and really just being dragged along on whatever plan they come up with. You literally don't have a say in anything, even if you think you do. And when it comes to that type of narrative, where you think you're in charge, but you're not, it's actually brilliant. One of my favorite video essays on YouTube is titled "We Don't Talk About Kenny" by Innuendo Studios. In it, he summarizes the biggest strength and the biggest weakness of Season 2. Season 1 of The Walking Dead really made you think if you saved the right person or if you did the right thing. Even if it all ended up in that jewelry store with Lee Bitten, the choices he made along the way made you think, maybe I should go back and actually see what the other option was. So, in the grand scheme, it actually meant nothing, but in the moment, it felt impactful. Season 2 gives you a ton of these options, but at the end, no matter who you help, no matter who you save, the situation is out of your control. Because you're a little girl, because you aren't able to make those choices yet. So no matter how hard you push, no matter how hard you try, every person is going to end up ruined. regardless of what you do. Alvin gets tortured and dies in episode 3. Nick gets shot and dies off screen in episode 4. Ugh, that was a terrible one. And Sarah dies just a few minutes later in episode 4 as well. You can't do anything about that. And maybe that's okay. There are no happy endings in an apocalypse. So Luke drowning, regardless of whether you try to help or not, it makes you feel powerless. The only time you can actually make a choice is the ending, which is very much so different than Season 1. In Season 1, you were on a race against time, and there wasn't really a choice to be made in the ending. It was rescue Clementine or nothing else matters. Here, you're in the snow, wounded with a gunshot, and you have a gun pointed at one of the 2 people that made sure you are still alive. And the choice is whether to shoot or not. Now, this may be a cardinal sin, but I saved Jane. And I did keep her alive through my main playthrough, so take that what you will. I still like Kenny. I think I just kinda liked Jane more. It was the choice I made, and it felt like I was actually impacting Clementine, and was a great transition into making her Lee. Season 2 of The Walking Dead may not be the best game of all time. It's not even the best season of The Walking Dead games, but I feel like it has heart. I feel like it has the passion, even though so many things were left on the cutting room floor. I really do love this game. Broken scenes and missing characters and all. Telltale's The Walking Dead is one of the best game series of all time, and it really shows. I love all of these seasons. Yes, even the New Frontier, because I think the Javier-Kate romance against David is so funny, dude. But regardless, I can really go in and enjoy all of these episodes because I know them like the back of my hand. Is it sad to see the entire group fall apart around you? Yes. But that happens in every single game. This one, it's just kinda out of your control, which sucks. This game is a beautiful mess, and I hope more people come to appreciate it as I do, because if you're not appreciating something, it's not worth it to be negative about it. So then, we're left with The Walking Dead Season 2, the game you should go play again. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy what I do, maybe consider checking out some of my other stuff. Thank you so much.